Long ago, there were two rich and powerful families, the Montagues and the Capulets. They had hated each other for so long that no one could even remember why. Whenever they crossed paths, arguments and fights would break out. In the Montague family lived a kind and romantic young man named Romeo. Across town, in the Capulet family, lived a beautiful and intelligent young woman named Juliet. One evening, the Capulets held a grand masquerade ball. Music filled the air, candles sparkled like stars, and everyone wore elegant masks. Curious and adventurous, Romeo secretly slipped into the party with his friends. As he wandered through the hall, his eyes met Juliet's. In that single moment, the noise around them faded. It felt as if the whole world had stopped. They talked, laughed, and danced together. Before the night was over, they had fallen deeply in love. But then came the terrible surprise. "You are a Capulet," Romeo whispered. "And you are a Montague?" Juliet replied. Their hearts sank, their families were sworn enemies. Still, they couldn't stay apart. The next night, Romeo climbed into Juliet's garden. Standing beneath her balcony, he listened as she spoke softly to the stars. "Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?" She wasn't asking where he was. She wished he didn't belong to the family that hated hers. Romeo stepped into the moonlight. "I would give up my name if it meant I could be with you." Juliet smiled, and beneath the stars, they promised to love each other forever. Soon, they were secretly married by a kind friar who hoped their love would finally end the feud between the two families. But happiness didn't last. A fight broke out in the streets of Verona. Romeo's best friend was killed, and in a moment of anger and grief, Romeo fought back and killed the man responsible. As punishment, Romeo was banished from Verona. The lovers were torn apart. Meanwhile, Juliet's parents arranged for her to marry another man. Desperate, she asked the friar for help. He gave her a magical-looking sleeping potion. "It will make you appear dead for 2 days," he explained. "Your family will place you in the family tomb. Romeo will meet you there when you wake." It seemed like the perfect plan. But fate had other ideas. The message explaining the plan never reached Romeo. Instead, he heard only one thing: Juliet is dead. Heartbroken, Romeo rushed back to Verona. He found Juliet lying peacefully in the tomb. Believing she had truly died, he kissed her one last time. "I cannot live without you," he whispered. He drank poison and lay beside her. Moments later, Juliet awoke. She smiled for just an instant until she saw Romeo. "No!" she cried. Realizing he was gone forever, she chose to remain with him rather than live without him. When both families arrived, they were overwhelmed with sorrow. They finally understood that years of hatred had cost them the lives of the two people who loved each other most. That very day, the Montagues and the Capulets ended their feud. From then on, the people of Verona remembered Romeo and Juliet not just as two young lovers, but as the ones whose love finally brought peace. And so ends the timeless tale of Romeo and Juliet, a story that reminds us that love can be stronger than hate, but that forgiveness should never come too late.